Hey YouTube, Brian LCS. Thanks for stopping by the channel and this video, Indie Comic Review. We're going to take a look at the book Shanghaiing. So stay tuned to find out all the details.
You down with LCS? You down with LCS? You down with LCS? Who's down with LCS? You down with LCS? You down with LCS? You down with LCS? Who down with LCS?
Hey YouTube, welcome back. So we have an indie comic book to review today, Shanghaiing by Severin Salier. So he reached out to me on Instagram, sent me a message and said, hey, would you be willing to, review my book, take a look at my book and review my book? And I said, sure. And surprised that he actually sent me physical copies of the books. I mean, a lot of times when you get a request to review books, you'll get a digital copy, a PDF copy of the book. But Severin was willing to send me issues 1 and 2 of the books, as well as some great stickers. So we're gonna flip around and we're gonna change up the camera view so that we can kind of take a deep dive into this book, issues 1 and 2. And now I'm gonna try to keep it spoiler free because if you're interested, I'd like you to go check out the book, support the book, buy a copy. And I'll have links down below to Instagram and website so that you can find out all the details for yourself. But I really do appreciate when somebody asks me to do a review and they send me the physical copies of the books. Always great to see the quality of the book. These books are printed really well, high, very nice paper, very high quality paper, I should say. Sent along some stickers as well. So we're going to, like I said, switch up the camera view and kind of take a deep dive into the book. So stay tuned. So hey YouTube, welcome back. Like I said, we're going to do a little bit of a spotlight on these books, Shanghaiing. And just to give you a little bit of perspective, these books are a little bit wider than a normal comic book. So this comic book's in a bag and board, but you can see there's still a little bit of an edge here. So just a little bit different format of the than a standard comic book. Included in the books were some nice stickers that kind of tie in, and you see some of these images throughout the books. So just wanted to mention that as well. Really, really well done. So we're going to take a look at book number 1. Now, I wasn't familiar with what Shanghaiing meant. But there's a little explanation in here, and I actually did a little research online. But you can see Shanghaiing was a common practice in the 1800s where people were kidnapped and taken to sea against their will. These victims were usually sailors who were drugged and then sold to ship captains. They engaged in the form of kidnapping. Those engaged in the form of kidnapping were known as crimps. So it was something I was not familiar with, and I did a quick search on Shanghaiing on YouTube, and there's some videos about it, and kind of gives you a little bit of a deep dive on it. So what this book does is it takes this practice that was common in the 1800s and kind of updates it through 3 characters. So you have Dorothy, you have James, and you have Henry. And so in issue 1, what happens is we kind of get a little bit of background on what Shanghaiing is. And so I don't want to spoil it. I want to keep this spoiler free. I really like if this is something you're interested in, to check it out. But it basically takes this practice from the 1800s and puts a modern spin on it. So done really well. It's a short book, so it's a quick read. And there is a QR code that you can go check out for yourself if you'd like to know more. There's the website as well, and the descriptions, the information will be down in the description, as well as their Instagram. I'm just trying to see what else I want to show you. Just a quick peek inside. I don't want to give it away. So issue 1 is kind of introduces you to what Shanghaiing is. And then in issue 2, we get a little bit more of the background on the characters and what's their motivation. So again, this little intro in the inside cover, and then we have issue 2, and let me give you just a look at some of the inside artwork and interiors. I don't want, like I said, I want to keep it spoiler free, but a lot of some great information in here about the story and where they're headed, and overall, really well done. I really enjoyed the presentation of the book. It's, like I said, high quality paper. Artwork is done well, and it's an interesting story. Taking something from history, a practice that was done in the 1800s, and putting a modern spin on it, and really kind of touches on some of the things that we're dealing with in today's world. Some of the biases that we have out in the community, in the world, out there today. So definitely an interesting take on this. A little bit of education, because I didn't know what Shanghaiing was, and learned a little bit about that, the history of it. So overall, I thought this was a great little book. Interested to see where they're going to go with the story, if they're going to continue. But definitely worth checking out if this is something you're interested in. Again, highly recommend the quality of the book. The artwork was done really well. I enjoyed the story. And like I said, these nice little goodies as well, the little stickers. Again, the author provided these to me, free of charge. Did an outreach, but I think, these books can be purchased on their website for relatively inexpensive, the typical cost of a comic book, $4 or $5. So definitely go check it out if it sounds like something you're interested. But I just want to thank Severin for reaching out and sending these books. Really do appreciate that. Something that wasn't on my radar from a comic book perspective, and again from a historical perspective, Shanghaiing was not something that I was aware of. So kind of interesting to read a little bit about some of the history from the 1800s. So let me know what you think. Is this something that you would be interested in? Let me know down in the comments, and we'll wrap it up. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.